Is commercial real estate about to deliver the knockout blow? Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. Just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. Hope everybody's doing great. So today we're going to take a little look and have a conversation. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new, please subscribe, jump into the comments, participate in the conversation. We're having a lot of fun and talking about some hard things, but it's so important right now to acknowledge the elephant in the room. And we've got a bunch of elephants in the room. But today we're gonna try to tackle commercial real estate, because this is in fact potentially what could be the knockout blow. We have got so much toxic debt, banks holding toxic debt ready to mature on these commercial buildings. It's insane to me. Now, I'm a real estate guy. Love real estate. Been helping a bunch of you with your real estate. Thank you so much for letting me help you with your real estate. It's always an honor and a privilege to do so. If you need help, ScottWaltersRealestate at Gmail, reach out to me. I'll get you the right help. But the reality is this. Today, we got to heed to some of the warning signs. And like I said, when it comes to buying and selling real estate, especially residential, there's a right and the wrong way to do that. And that's my job, to help you guys understand the right and the wrong way to do it, because I've done it both ways, right? And I've done this long enough now that I can just come here and give real talk. I don't have to be some just sales pitch every video. Today is no. It's so important to put your needs before my own at this moment in time. And I'll continue to do that. Protect you guys. But the reality is this: today we have headwinds, and it's called commercial real estate. And I know you're seeing it all around your cities. For lease signs and for sale signs now popping up too. And that's what we're going to talk about today. You see, what we'll typically do as commercial landlords, and I own commercial real estate myself, and I've had empty units. No fun when you have thousands of square feet sucking air. No fun at all, right? And that's why I always say, find out who your competition is and beat them. If you're chasing the market, just like with selling your property, you're going to get stuck on market, and then it's just the kiss of death. Find out who your competition is, beat them. But here's the problem, the challenge. I don't like to say problem. I like to look at everything as a challenge. There's plenty of problems out there, though. My gosh. I could do a whole video on problems. The reality is this. You always want to... Some people don't have the wiggle room to lower their rents. For me, I rarely raise rents unless I have tenant turnover or something related to the property is making me raise rents, property tax, insurance, things like that. And I won't pass the full brunt of it on to the tenant. I'll share in some of the carrying of those costs. But if I have tenant turnover, typically what I do is I'll go check what are my rental rates, what are current rental rates on this type of property, find out what's on the market, and I go beat them. I get everybody over to my rental. And then I interface with all of them. It's just not some management company reading you on paper. No, this is personal stuff. And this is the challenge. This is why commercial real estate is about to suffer a massive, massive blow. Because, see, real estate ownership used to be reserved for capitalism. Now it's Wall Street has infiltrated the residential and commercial market. But commercial is in massive trouble, because during stimulus, with stimulus programs like PPP loans, they were able to keep their doors closed but remain operational or open and pay their bills. And that's come and gone. So now they're in big trouble. And the banks, for so long, it was those low interest rates with all the residential mortgages cashing in. They were mismanaging their portfolios. And now their commercial real estate portfolios are starting to mature. They're coming due. The banks are about to take on a staggering amount of defaulting loans. I mean, staggering. So let's, for kicks and giggles, jump outside, take a look at some commercial real estate, take a look at some of the inventory that's happening out there, the things that you can do on your own, and then take a look at some news that's circling commercial real estate. Then we'll meet back here and wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, friends, buckle up and strap in, roll up your windows and lock your doors as we check out some local commercial real estate. And here's one right here that just grabbed my attention. A 3-story building, prime time real estate, not for lease, but for sale. The owners are, in fact, dumping the property. They have no interest in even trying to get a renter anymore. Why, you ask? Well, of course, I'm going to tell you, because there's none out there. The market is now saturated, and this is, in fact, the elephant in the room. People are driving by this, and for me, I see this as a warning sign. Most people are driving by completely oblivious to this economic warning sign that's sitting right in front of them. They don't understand, like we've talked about before. Every downturn will be different, but they've always come. And this is a big signal of potentially one of the things that could in fact be coming to a city near you. It's probably already in your city, and you may or may not be seeing it yourself. But here's the thing, friends. The reason this thing's for sale is because nobody wants to rent it. In fact, the market is completely saturated. So we're going to see more and more office space go for rent, and then eventually the old for sale sign comes out. Don't believe me? Well, hang on. Let's keep going. Just go ahead and jump on over to Craigslist and see what's going on over there. Go ahead and search your city. If you want to see what's going on with commercial real estate, jump over to Craigslist. Look at this. Listing after listing after listing for rent, for lease, for rent, for lease. Big, massive office spaces. Look at, they couldn't even get cleared out of this thing. They're running for the exits, probably trying to break their lease, but the only way they can do that is by finding somebody else to potentially take over their lease or sublease their space. People are getting desperate out there right now. And this, in fact, is the elephant in the room. This is a clear-cut sign that our economy is having a hard time post-stimulus. This was overstimulating an economy and making it get way too euphoric. And unfortunately, what this is tied to, you guessed it, the financial institutions, our banking industry. This thing is going to have a massive impact on our banking system. Make no mistake about that. Simply Google commercial real estate struggles and you'll come up with a laundry list of reports. Here's one. Experts are worried that the downturn in commercial real estate market in California could leave local governments lacking the funds they need to pay for schools, roads, and other public services. Well, that does not sound good at all. In San Francisco, the struggling office market could reduce property tax revenues by as much as $200 million by 2028. San Francisco is already in a boatload of problems. Throw this on top of that, and they've got an uphill battle to say the least. And we're just getting started. And here's another one. Sharp reductions in value for office buildings have many waiting for a major collapse in commercial real estate. Let me repeat, not minor, not a little one, a major collapse in commercial real estate. Well, duh, I mean, it's in black and white. We just looked at it, which in turn will damage city and state budgets and possibly threaten major bank failures. And there it is there, the icing on the cake, the elephant in the room. Commercial real estate could in fact trigger major bank failures. Go ahead and wrap it up with this last one because it's a barn burner. In 2025, an additional $570 billion in loans are scheduled to reach maturity, followed by $460 billion in 2026. In total, approximately $2 trillion of commercial real estate mortgages are scheduled to reach maturity from 2024 through the end of 2026. That is 2-year period, my friends. A 2-year period, and we're already seeing the fractures occur in commercial prior to these loans maturing. Can you imagine what's going to happen between 2024 and 2026 when $2 trillion are landing back at the bank's doorsteps? Let's get back to the studio and wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. And there you go. So here's the challenge, friends. We're talking $2 trillion. $2 trillion of toxic debt by the end of 2026. That's just by then. It's going to keep going. My anticipation, friends, is this. And this is, we've talked about this before. I mean, it's one thing for a YouTuber to talk about this or a real estate guy who's given you real talk. And I know a lot of you have trusted me because I've given real talk from the start. I've never tried to sell you anything, right? I've tried to protect you, but I've never tried to just sell you some, it's a great time to buy. Interest rates are low. You've never heard me say that. Every deal is different. My job is to talk to you, get to know you, understand what's our goal here. Okay, how should we achieve this goal for you? And then analyze our risk tolerance. What's our risk tolerance? What's a risk factor? How much risk is involved? I want to minimize risk. Calculated risk is okay. Minimizing is what we need to do. My anticipation is this, though, friends. Commercial real estate has the potential to grab all the mainstream headlines at some point, because just like the foreclosure crisis of 2008, something's going to come along, whether it's the ninja loans or whatever the case may be, that they spin it. Mainstream media will tidy this up, spin it into a story, and it's going to flood the news waves. And it's going to be contagion, and it's going to be on. It's already knocking at the door. Now, for the trained eye like you and me, when we drive down the streets and we see all these for lease and for sale signs, we know this is an ominous signal for our economy. Most people are hearing reports maybe on some news outlets, but they're not really in touch with equating or identifying for lease and for sale signs in commercial real estate in their town as, hey, we might want to buckle up and strap in. They're just trying to get to the grocery store or wherever they're off to next, right? We're all in a big hurry, a bigger hurry these days than we ever were. We're all trying to make up for lost time during the crisis. Unfortunately, we've talked about this. We've talked about people trying to do whatever they can to save a buck. People now shopping at Walmart. Now bargain shopping their gasoline for 10 cents a gallon less. They're stuck in traffic, trying to charge their car for 2 hours at some parking lot to get home to their apartment building. I mean, everything's changing, and we're all in a big hurry to do it. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a real estate guy who wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. And the waters you're swimming in now, shark infested commercial real estate. Welcome to the swimming pool. We took a look at what's going on out there today. It is very important just to recognize what's going on. I'm not saying run for the hills. I'm not saying hit the panic button. I'm saying understand the waters you're swimming in now. Read between the lines and look between the cracks. One way to look a little deeper is, in fact, the local commercial real estate that I showed you in that clip. That was originally for lease. It's now for sale. They couldn't get it leased out. I showed you a bunch of for lease commercial spaces on Craigslist. Eventually, a bunch of those are going to end up for sale. And guess what? It won't be just by the landlord. It's going to be from the bank. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Reach out to ScottWaltersRealestate at Gmail. We'll find you there. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, gonna love the next video. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.